僕の名前はアストルフォ。
Fallout New Vegas is a great game for role-playing. I have been a cowboy and a pyromaniac. Now I want to try, can you beat Fallout New Vegas as a detective? For this run, I'll have to do quests that involve investigating things. I got the idea from this Reddit post by Coffee Chipmunk. Strength 3, Perception 9, Endurance 2, Charisma 8, Intelligence 10, Agility 4, and Luck 4. Ew. Guns, lockpick, and speech for tag skills. I'm not going to follow these rules exactly. For armor, I'm only allowing suits and hats and anything relating to police gear. For weapons, I can use pistols, revolvers, and SMGs. I can also use non-semi or full auto shotguns. There's also a section on allowed melee, but that's not super important. Stepping outside, I was going to give myself the trench coat worn by the dead detective in the Ultralux. It's unobtainable in game, but turns out it's completely unplayable. Couldn't put it in my inventory, so I downloaded a mod that adds trench coats, but it was super bugged, so I just went with a dapper gambler suit. In front of the Goodsprings Saloon were two NCR Rangers talking to each other. They're added by the Encounters of the Mojave mod series. It aims to add Fallout 3 style scripted encounters to make the wasteland more alive. After shooting bottles and geckos, I shot Joe Cobb in the face. With the help of the townsfolk, the powder gangers are easily taken care of. But the ones by Gene skydiving give me some real trouble. So many wasted points with charisma and perception, and only 2 endurance. Paired with my no armor, I get killed really easily. And low agility means I reload really slowly. When I finally managed to kill them, I got a C93 pistol. It's one of the earliest semi-automatic pistols and it's weird looking. In Prim, I rescued the deputy and went towards the outpost to get the NCR to take control. I persuaded Major Knight to send more troops to Prim with barter, and killed the ants on the highway. I then did our first investigation quest. What happened to Nipton? Well, surprise, surprise, it was the Legion. When Vulpus came out, his head exploded, and I have no idea why. Another investigation quest for us to do is find out what happened to the other couriers that Mr. House hired. One of them is north of Goodsprings, guarded by Cazadors. I managed to defeat them, and even a rad scorpion that came out of nowhere. Scorpion took almost all my ammunition. On the way to Novak, there was another encounter where Vipers try to mug us. I persuade them to leave me alone, and then kill them when they start to walk away. In Novak, there are 2 investigation quests for us to do. Boone says his wife was sold into slavery, and he wants us to find out who did it. We talk to Nobark, and he says the people that took Boone's wife went into the lobby. We lockpick the safe and find the bill of sale, which proves that the owner of the motel, Jeannie Mae, is the culprit. We take her to the front of the dinosaur and Boone shoots her, serving up justice. The other quest is to find out who's been killing Dusty McBride's Brahmin, and it turns out it's a Nightkin. I went outside Novak and got attacked by a super mutant. A mercenary was fighting him too and got killed, and I got his MP5K. Nice! I went back to Novak to investigate Manny's computer to find out where Benny went. They stopped by Boulder City, so I'm gonna head there. On the way there, I check a couple dead couriers. When I got there, I convinced the cons to back down, and then told the NCR to shoot them, because you don't negotiate with terrorists. Next, I stopped by the 188 trading post, and bought a Walter PPK from the Gunrunners. Victor interrupted me while I was trying to get a good look at it. Fun fact, this is the gun Hitler used to kill himself. I took advantage of New Vegas' pathfinding and killed some Deathclaws with it. Our next criminal to investigate is a guy named Keith who is cheating at gambling. After a little police brutality, we have to figure out what's happening to missing refugees. But I first take a detour to the northern part of the map to check on the dead courier by the aliens and pick up 2 new weapons, a Sten gun and an improvised revolver. The trail for the missing refugees led us to Westside, and we talked to 2 guys named Dermot and St. James. They were very suspicious, so we searched their rooms and found evidence that they were selling the refugees as slaves. When confronted, they attacked and were easily put down. Now it's time to go to the Strip. We inspect Benny's room for clues and find Yes Man, who says Benny's trying to take over New Vegas for himself. Downstairs, I convince Benny to meet us in the suite, where I blow his head off. Inside Ultralux, Heck Gunderson's son went missing. We inquire the hotel staff and get told about another investigator working on the case. We go to his room and find him dead and get attacked by the White Gloves. His contact tells us about Mortimer being a cannibal, so we descend into the basement to save Ted. We shoot our way out and return him to Heck, finishing the quest. Now I head over to Camp McCarran because there's a few quests for us there. The first is to find out who's the mole that's been leaking information. We talk to Captain Curtis and Boyd and find out someone's using the radio tower in the middle of the night. We go outside and see Curtis going into the radio tower. And what do you know, he's the Legion spy. He attacks and we take the codes to defuse the monorail bomb. The next things to do are from Boyd. He wants us to investigate the quartermaster Contreras, and he's selling equipment on the side. Also, Corporal White went missing, and he's trying to figure out why there's a water shortage. He frequently visited a prostitute named Dazzle, so we talked to her and then a guy named Trent Boscombe. He said to talk to Romanowski, who said White went to Westside. Anderson of the Followers of the Apocalypse killed him because he's the one stealing the water. We kill him and then go help out Camp Forlorn Hope. There are multiple things for us to do here. We need to find out what happened to a patrol with supplies, who were last seen at Helios 1. We go there and talk to Lieutenant Haggerty, who said there's a GPS tracker on the equipment. They were killed by the Legion. We then save some injured troopers and find out who's been stealing medical supplies. He actually can be convinced to turn himself in. After taking Nelson back from the Legion, we buy an FN-57 and have to deliver some radio codes. The last two are in areas that Legion assassins spawn on the way to, and we are having zero luck against them. So for now, I make my way to the boomers and kill them as punishment for shooting artillery at me. After that, we have to kill Pacer, so I go to the Van Graffs and steal an RCW. If we use this to kill him, the NCR can blame it on the Van Graffs. The RCW is acceptable to use because it is a laser SMG. Colonel Moore now wants us to kill the cons, but there are Legion assassins on the way there, so I decide it's time for an armor upgrade. In the NCR safe house is a suit of veteran ranger armor and its helmet. This is okay for the challenge because it's made from LAPD riot gear. Now we can get back to updating the ranger station codes. The last one is by Bitter Springs, where I take a detour to solve who's been shooting refugees. It was a con named Oscar, so I put him in the trash where he belongs. Now after updating all the codes, we talk to Chief Hanlon, and he's been manipulating the data. He kills himself, and we move forward to exterminate the cons. Going into the Longhouse, I tried to VATS the guys inside, but my bullets did no damage, and the tracers stayed on screen, and I couldn't move for a bit. Once I got control back, the game crashed. I've never seen it do that before. The faction after them we have to deal with is the Meritus. There's a creepy guy in a suite, and we search his safe and find footage of him murdering people. We kill him and convince another guy to destroy the Meritus guns. After dealing with them, we serve Mr. House a no-knock warrant, and can now go to the Brotherhood. I took down the first ones by luring them out one by one and shooting them with the MP5K. I then ran to the medical room and funneled them in there. I ran past the tanky turrets. A few of them were carrying Colt 2033s, which proved to be extremely useful. On the last floor, I ran out of ammunition for my best weapons, so I went to the gunrunners and stocked up. Back at the bunker, I used my silenced MP5K to take out the last of the Brotherhood and set the bunker to explode. After staring at Mommy Moore's feet for a bit, we saved the President, and now it's time for Hoover Dam. The Legion's armor blocked most of my rounds except for the Colt 2033. I didn't have much ammo for it, so I avoided the ones I could. The ones that spawn right in front of you are pretty annoying. I used the 5.7 topside to conserve 4 to 5, and got to the Legate's camp. I easily gunned him down because he did his stupid running away thing. His Praetorians were also easily dealt with. I went back to General Oliver and beat Fallout New Vegas as a detective. Would I recommend this challenge? Yeah, the roleplay was very fun. And your weapons aren't too restricted, but enough to make you feel like you specialize in a certain type. Thank you for watching. If you have any suggestions for future challenges, be sure to leave them in the comments. Like and subscribe for more content like this.